So our last word topic today takes you way back to how you grew up, your upbringing and the person that you are today. Do you think the person you are today was influenced by the kind of upbringing that you had? The good, the bad, the ugly, it can be all good. Could have lived to mbaya, could have to mzuri mzuri. And I say yes, for me.
Me too. I mean, like when you're a kid, that's when they set, like the foundation.
Yeah.
And that's why you hear kids singing these fundamental, like basic traits that you have to do. Like, be honest, I wake up and I pray. Those two songs. And like, it's basically, like when we grow up, that's when we get to complicate things. But it's usually the very basic things that you were taught as a child that come to play when you become an adult.
I think it's just a basic question of nature versus nurture, honestly, because it depends on which one takes precedence. Like if you are born a certain way, that's nature, but you can be nurtured to be a different way. So it depends in your life what takes precedence. Because you can find some people will be given all of those values and they'll come from a good Christian home, but they'll end up being a serial killer. You get what I mean? Is that nature or is that nurture? Because they didn't come from a violent background or they weren't even treated badly, but for some weird reason their nature is violent. So but for me, I just think it's which one takes precedent, because that person can easily ignore the way they were brought
you
up.
Think they were born violent?
It has to be something like nature. It has to be like mental.
Me, I think they were. I think probably because you picked serial killer, and I'm just thinking, wow, all these beautiful little kids. Oh no.
Yeah, serial killers actually do have a mental problem. They were studied for like years in this, I think 70s or 80s, before they actually came up with the word serial killer. They were called sequence something, but anyway, they were studied. And there's something that's missing in their brain, either serotonin, something. There's something that's missing in their brain that makes
but
them
it's
that
usually very few cases as compared to those people that get to become good people in the society. So some people don't even have the people skills. Like you can see them from the way you raise your kids. You can tell this one did not have people social skills, but those that have the social skills are most probably going to be successful, because there's a way you talk to people and it's so many things that comes to play exactly, and the people who don't have that.
And then there's something that we learn even as we grow up. For me, I think the one thing that I like when I look back is discipline and respect. That was instilled. And I rebelled so many times, but it was
stuck with you.
They never gave up on, you will be respectful woman or child. You will be disciplined in this and this and this way, or probably, like respect for me was just shasha.
Lazima. My way or the highway. That's the only way.
And my dad wasn't joking, wasn't playing.
When it came to discipline.
No.
Mine was mostly discipline.
Yeah.
Because you can be successful and not really be disciplined. And somehow you lose that. You lose that at some point.
Obviously mine is also upbringing, but I don't want to like refute the fact that it's nature versus nurture, because sometimes you'll even find people who come from the same family and one is completely different. Even you wonder like how you were brought up in the same house with the same values, and you guys are completely opposite. So that I keep saying it's what takes precedence. If you are nurtured into being that way, fine, but if you are left to your own devices, then it's your nature to be a certain way. So I think it's very important to nurture your children. Don't just bath them and pay for school fees. Nurture them.
But this nurturing is the part where you tell them, you have to be honest. Don't lie to me. And I beat you up for lying. Mi Sikuchapi wewe nachapa makosa. This is the nurturing. You understand? That's what they say. I say that too.
You say that too?
We're not breaking no cycles of indiscipline. Tuna break. Hakuna indiscipline kwangu by the way, like you just know. But you see, you've also seen people like kids who are neglected or abused as kids, and they're really interrelated, and they end up being, like timid when they are grown, because of their childhood, their upbringing.
It's true. Well, I think that could be I don't know. I'm hopeful for every human that you're able to unlearn and find maybe help. I don't know how, but I'm usually like really hopeful that even if something happened to you as a child, there's always like maybe hopefully you can get help or not be stuck in the same cycle, because that also drags in maybe a child, or maybe you as a parent let down the guard and your child picked up a bad habit from you because you didn't take care of yourself, or nobody did help you, you know, take care of that. So that goes on and goes on and goes on. So I don't know. But
and also there are also some people who are the complete opposite. They could have grown up in a toxic environment, but because they didn't want to be that way, they had to nurture themselves into being better.
Thank you. I remember growing up, my uncle used to drink a lot, like drink to a pulp and stupor, like what's the word, stupor? And he'll come home and beat his wife every day. So when he entered pale kwa gate, we knew we had to hide because we didn't want to see that. Growing up, I knew I didn't want, you know, a violent man. You understand? So I knew I could recognize something like violence, that's a no for me, because I know I don't want to be taken back.
That's true.
That's interesting. But you let us know, 22999, what are some of those habits that you learned as a kid? What are some of those things from upbringing that have made you the person that you are today? 22999 is our free SMS line. We'll be right back after this break.